Today I'm in Belgium. Well, I just crossed the border to Germany and I had the chance to borrow a brand new camper van, and we will spend 4 days exploring the German side of this border with Germany and Belgium. It's the end of October, so I'm going to focus on shooting all kinds of autumn colors. So we're going to look for moody, misty weather, low-hanging clouds, actually really unsaturated images, and we're going to look at castles, rivers, these rolling hills, forests, and basically we're going to spend 4 days just going from one spot to another. I've made my preparation, which I'll share in the blog with you, and in this longer episode I will show you all the locations that we go to and how I try and get some autumn shots or autumn themed shots. Cool, so we're on location number 1 and this is Eltz, and we just got up for sunrise. Obviously it's autumn, there's no sunrise, but there's a ton of mist in the air, so hopefully we can get some cool shots with the red or the yellow jacket and a beautiful castle in the background. Let's go check it out. Cool, so we just got here and it's absolutely amazing. We have misty clouds in here, we have beautiful castle and autumn colors, exactly what I came for. Check this out. That's pretty cool. So we're using the filter adapter with the 7-14 and a Lee 105mm circular polarizer to cut out the wet reflections on all the leaves, and mostly the path towards the castle makes it look a lot more dark and it blends in a lot better. And I'm really just shooting a bit of left and right, not always have the castle in the middle, show the surroundings as well, which is really cool. With this wide lens I can put a lot of landscape into the shot. That down there is why shots like these and these locations, as awesome as that, take a little moment, because people come and visit and check it out, which is totally fine. We just have to wait until we get the moment of emptiness. We got the first shots. I'm now moving down a bit. I saw a little ledge before that I can climb on and get a little bit lower of a perspective, but we're going to do the same shot with the person in it. I think it might be better. It's a bit of a patience game, and I'm starting to lose my patience. We've been here for like 2 hours almost, and I've got like maybe 10 photos where I sort of had to hide people. We're going to come back early on tomorrow and get some empty bridge shots with just the one model in the shot, the one person. Yellow jacket looks better for sure. So that's what we'll do. What a shame, look at the shot. Hopefully the weather's the same or better tomorrow, we'll see. This morning we were the only people here. Now there's gotta be 100 cars here. It's a lot foggier this morning than it was yesterday. Hopefully it's not too foggy, we can still see the castle. I'm a little bit worried. So I'll take a couple of empty shots first, now that it is empty. It's looking really nice actually. The fog is lifting more and more and it's coming up and down a little bit, so it keeps changing, which is really nice. I'm going to shoot with the 7-14. Don't really need to polarize this morning, it's not wet. I don't think it'll have a big effect on the image itself, so no polarizer, just the 7-14 with the EM1. And I'll use the bridge here in the front to get some guiding lines. shots, I'm pretty happy. Now I'll get the model with the yellow jacket into the shot, and I'll stay down here and then I'll go back up where we stopped yesterday. So you get an idea of what I'm shooting here. Very symmetrical, left and right. You got the leading lines from the corners. I'm gonna have to clean my lens here. Always have one of these in your pocket. I'm trying to use these leading lines as well as put the model in the right spot, and it turns out to be a little bit difficult. And we have a little helper this morning. There's another photographer here. It's his dog. So I'm gonna climb up. Okay, so we finally got the bridge empty. Got the model in yellow down there. Castle in the distance. A bit of foreground if I wanted to. And there's a couple of vantage points here, so I'm going to shoot it from everywhere. So it is where I stood yesterday, but without people. And sometimes it's really all it takes. I mean, I could Photoshop people out if I really wanted to, but I prefer going through the effort of going to a place and being all by myself and getting the real shot. So that's what the adventure is all about for me in this place. I mean, it's worth coming back to, right? Good morning. We've driven down south last night, and now we are in a place called the Teufelsschlucht, which is the Devil's Valley, I don't know. There's some really cool rock formations here, so we're going to get some atmospheric autumn colors and some rocks with moss all over them. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. And we've got the sun out today. Right, we've just come to the first little slot. I think there's a few more. And it's really cool, check it out. Now we're gonna have to try and get a cool composition here. Get some order into the chaos. And the cool thing is, you can see the sun flaring through, so we can maybe use that to some extent to get some cool light effects. Cool, so it's a really big area, so I think I'm going to change lenses so I can get the whole height. We get the forest, the tall trees, the texture on the ground, and we can work with big foregrounds and smaller backgrounds and make these slots look a lot bigger than they are. So I'm actually filming with the 7-14mm and have the 12-40 on my EM1, but I'll be swapping them for sure. So there we are, putting on 12, the 7-14mm on this. After scouting around a bit, we finally found this big slot. I'm going to try and get a photo with the model in it to actually show us how deep it is, because I've got a couple of empty shots and it really doesn't look deep enough. It doesn't look as deep as it actually is. So I'll try and put the camera down here and you'll see what I get. The trick will be to get the model somewhere along the edge, looking over the edge or walking along the edge, to actually show how deep it is by showing the height of the person, and then you can compare it. Okay, not quite happy yet. It's all about building the shot, right? So I'm now going to try and improve my position, improve the position of the model, and of course the composition. All right, we're in the right spot. I feel it. So I've come across the other side. Canyon's here now, and the forest is right there. So it's all about bringing it into one shot. I've now mounted the EM5 with the 7-14mm, as you can see, to the end of my tripod, fully extended. What I'm going to do is hold it out like this, right above the canyon to get the shot and self not self-time it, but use the timer to get it. Alright, so we're in the next spot, and it's a beautiful composition here. We have the rock on one side, the beautiful green trees on the other. It's fairly flat light, but I can see a long way, so I'm using the 12 to 40. Good morning. We're now down in the valley. It's our last day. We've got about an hour or two time, and we're going to explore a place that has waterfalls and a beautiful bridge. So this bridge is all about foreground. We're going to show autumn, some rocks, maybe the river, set it up on a tripod, maybe try a long exposure, just get a really nice landscape shot. Okay, so we're exploring. Obviously it's a bit limited where I can walk. It's quite slippery rocks too. The thing is to find the right spot where the foreground looks really nice and leads us into the background to that beautiful bridge with those awesome autumn colors in the background. I've swapped around my cameras. Basically, I'm going to shoot with the M5 Mark II and film with the M1. Simple reason is that the tripod was already mounted to the EM5 Mark II and the tripod mount is only on there. So I'm going to use that. Using the 7 to 14, the filter adapter and Lee circular 105mm polarizer and Lee little stopper, which is a 6-stop filter. That way I can smooth out all these water reflections, not the water reflections, the water movement, and cut out all the reflections on the wet surfaces and get the water to look smooth and the rocks nice and colorful. So that's what those filters are going to do for me.
20 seconds, 6.3. Do an exposure. I've got a 2-second timer on, so I don't have to touch my camera when the thing's happening. I don't know if you can see it. It's quite nice.
The settings are right. All I got to do now is find the right composition by moving around a bit. This is where I hate using tripods because they sort of freeze you to one spot. So we're going to move around and find a good foreground, good view onto the bridge, and a nice background. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to cross the river again. Found a nice little spot on the other side. Basically more rocks that lead towards the background in the distance, and there's a ton of leaves lying around, so I'm just trying to find the right composition of foreground interest with leaves and then rocks that pull us into the background with the bridge in the background and the beautiful autumn colors. So as you can see, I did a bit of cheating here. I added 1, 2, 3 leaves to the shot. And the way the other camera is set up here with the wide angle, we have the foreground 1, 2, 3 that pulls us in with the 1, 2, 3 rocks. Onto the fourth, the big rock, which is this beautiful leading line to the bridge. Okay, cool. That was it for my adventure, my 4-day adventure. Now we're gonna head back. It's about a 2-hour drive home, and I'll have a week's time chilling out, and then I'll be heading back to Australia. I'm gonna put this episode before every other episode because now it's autumn and I think it's of more interest in Iceland or the Faroe Islands. So I'm gonna work on this and make this happen as quick as possible. Definitely, if you enjoyed it, definitely subscribe to my channel, please. And leave a comment, leave some feedback below. I'm always open to suggestions and ideas. And check out the blog post. I'll write a ton more information about how I captured the stuff I did, the gear I used, the locations, the exact locations, and I'll make a Lightroom preset pack for you guys to check out. If you buy it, it's not even that expensive. You get a bunch of presets that you can use on all kinds of autumn colored, autumn themed images, and it's mostly grey, cloudy day stuff. So check it out. If you want to support me, that's the best way to get it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.